What is up? Coming to you live from the Cat House in Montebello, California. It's time for Dre's Geek Philosophy Podcast, the Monday edition, the Labor Day edition. It's September 7th. It's episode 190. We are 10 episodes away from episode 200, and we are incredibly late. And I see Jai Polidor's on, and we are not going to bring you on camera this time, even though it was great to have a guest via Facebook Live. It looks horrible when you're watching it. We looked like a couple of amorphous blobs. It was really weird. On my phone last week, it looked perfectly fine. On one half of the screen, it was me. On the other half of the screen, it was you. But for whatever reason, when it was broadcasting, after the show, my lovely wife Rose was telling me, you guys looked weird. And I go back and I rewatch last week's video version, and yeah, we look weird. It's just like only like this much of my face and like this much of Jai's face, like, oh, but the audio I believe was fine, but we looked weird AF, which was unfortunate because being able to bring someone on via Facebook Live was really nice to have a guest and talk, since a lot of this has just been my talking head since the beginning of this pandemic. And yeah, that's been fun. Handling this whole pandemic nonsense has been a thing. So today, well, just before we came on the air here, I don't know how many of you are Venture Brothers fans, but apparently everybody who I know that's a Venture Brothers fan was messaging me, or was letting me know that apparently today it was announced that the Venture Brothers, the popular show on Adult Swim, which has apparently been on for 17 years, but only 7 seasons. Do the math. It has been canceled. I am slightly heartbroken, but there's not much we can do. I don't think anyone else is going to pick it up. This isn't a case where some other network can pick it up. So yeah, Jai, see, it looked perfect during real time. During real time, we looked fine. Going back and looking at it, but ironically, I took that terrible video, I put it up on YouTube, and people watched it. Normally, when I post a podcast up on YouTube, it doesn't get that many views, but yeah, apparently this one just logged a whole lot of time. I am waving at my wonderful little boy. And something else that happened today, because it's a long holiday week. It's a 3-day weekend. So normally I bring home my laptop from work on Monday morning. I didn't go to work today, so we're only doing this on Facebook right now. I don't have my microphone in front of me. I'm going to have to steal the audio from Facebook later. Jai gives us this quick 2-sentence review of Mulan. Mulan was decent for a movie with no soul, but I don't recommend it. So what you're trying to say, Jai, is that it's not worth the $30 premium that is required. Like, my wife is a supporter of the arts. She wanted to give them the $30, but I was like, nah, we'll wait 3 months and watch it for free. I mean, honestly, right now we barely have any time to watch anything as it is. Like we were at her mother's place, and we got like 3/4 through Fast Times at Ridgemont High for funsies. The little boy wakes up and is like, "Oh, we gotta go." we get in pieces of films. Watch the original. I showed my wife the original earlier this year. She had not seen it, and I have the original on Blu-ray. Thanks to all that time I worked at Disney. I think I stole 108. Oh, I liberated 108 Blu-rays, among others. But yeah, I showed that to the wife. I didn't believe it was before Disney Plus was a thing. Now I'm sure you can just fire it up and watch the OG one. Yeah, no. I'm well aware of the original Mulan. I watched it for the first time, the Big Movie Challenge, many, many years ago. I knocked out a lot of Disney movies that I didn't watch in the late 90s, early 2000s, when I was like too cool. I was only watching R-rated movies, with the exception, I think Lilo and Stitch was the one exception I made of like going out and seeing a Disney movie during that time of my reckless youth. There's a lot of background noise. There's a tow truck outside. I'm sure they're taking my car right now. So yeah, what else? I clearly don't have a format right now. This is literally by the seat of my pants. What's up, Damon? I see you're watching too. But the big thing, I don't know if I want to jump into my big topic yet, because I do have a big topic, something that happened in the last week. But something else that was announced today, I guess there's a lot of, I guess it's the, not, well, duh, I have actually, my brain just remembered. Two big nerd things happened this past week. Well, one is a big wrestling nerd thing first, but there's a big video game nerd thing. Yeah, as everybody knows, I represent, I represent Nintendo. I literally represented them from 2005 to 2012. Everyone take a drink. Hey, what's up? And I still, even as a child, I was representing Nintendo, and even now, I still rep Nintendo. I still rock my shirts. I was a former rep. Hey, it was what it was. But Nintendo lately, now that there isn't a Electronic Entertainment Expo where they had to announce everything, they've been announcing everything on their own damn schedule, which means they announce things when they feel like it. And so we knew that this is Super Mario's 35th anniversary this year, and there were supposed to be a lot of big announcements, but they waited until this past, I think it was either last Tuesday morning or last Thursday morning, where all of a sudden, boom, I woke up and checked social media, and everything's exploding. All the reps who I know who still work for Nintendo were sharing the hell out of Nintendo Direct. So Nintendo, I'd always done once a year, they do a big Nintendo Direct, where they direct a bunch of information to your face via YouTube or whatever other social media platform. But now, they don't do it once a year. They just do it when they feel like it, and they decided to drop one out of nowhere. They've been just dropping these out of nowhere. They're announcing games literally before they come out now, which I think it's more ideal for them. Instead of having to promise something they're not sure when they're not sure it'll come out, i.e. Metroid Prime 4. Now they just announce games when they know, okay, we have them in hand. It's coming out. So this past week, there was a big Nintendo Direct for the Super Mario 35th anniversary. Now, it was a big deal 10 years ago when they did the 25th anniversary. They did a bunch of cool stuff. They released that Mario All-Stars for the Nintendo Wii, which sold like gangbusters. They did a whole bunch of other cool stuff that I can't recall. The only thing I can remember is that 35th anniversary Mario All-Stars. I think they did some other stuff during that year. I didn't bother to research it. I thought I could rely on my memory, but apparently not. I think there was a Super Famicom DS that came out. They did a lot of cool stuff 10 years ago for Mario's 25th anniversary. But for this year, they announced a whole bunch of crazy things. They're putting out a Super Mario Brothers Battle Royale game, which you're playing the original Super Mario Brothers. What's up, Ryan Tanaka? Thanks for joining us. They're putting out a Super Mario Brothers Battle Royale, where you're playing the OG Mario Brothers game against 35 other people. It's Super Mario 35, and it's like the Tetris 99 that they've had out for the Switch. And so this game's out for the Switch, and you can play against other people. And as you progress, as you eliminate enemies, you send them to other screens, a la Tetris. And it's whoever survives the longest is the winner. But the funny catch on this game, it looks really cool. If you have the Nintendo Online access or whatever their online membership, you'll be able to download it and play it sometime next month, I believe is October. But Nintendo's taking a very odd stance where they're going to only let you play it for about 4 months. It's like October, November, December, January, February, March. About 6 months they're going to let you. Well, there you go, 6 months. The pinky came up, I should show the other hand. 6 months where you can play the game for 6 months, and then that's it. They're going to shut down the servers, which, again, Nintendo's conservativeness, where they think, people are not going to want to play this for a long time, and that way we can just shut down the servers and not have to pay for them. That at the end of the day, that's always what it is for Nintendo. It's the bottom line. A lot of people are like, why are they only doing it for so long? This is bullshit. But Nintendo does what Nintendo does. They've been successful in spite of themselves. They're successful because of this. It's out of control. But the one of the other crazy, I'm gonna talk about all the crazy things, and I'll get to the thing I like the most from the announcements. They announced a Game & Watch, which is like the OG, like the DS, before the DS, back in the 80s, before the Game Boy. They had these weird little Game & Watches. It was a game and a watch. It was a portable game, very little crappy screen. But they're making a Game & Watch for Super Mario Brothers, where it's gonna have a nice little 4-inch LCD screen. And you can play the original Mario Brothers on the go, and hey, it's really cool. USB charging, whatever. It looks cool. And then one of the weirdest thing now, the most Nintendo thing. All the dates where it ends is like 3/3/21. That's right. All the dates end. They just like, all right, we're done with this here. I hope that on April 1st, or preferably April 2nd. No, I don't want them announcing anything on April 1st. Never announce anything April 1st. I've had an entire podcast dedicated to how much I hate April Fools. So the most Nintendo thing they announced during this Nintendo Direct, what's up, kid, is there's a Mario Kart, but you play it at home with a remote control car that has a camera. And you set up, this presumes you have a big home. Like I theoretically would not be able to play it here in the cat house. It would be a very Mario Kart-ish course, going around all these baby toys and baby accoutrements, these baby seats, and a little high chair right over there where my little guy is. Yeah, what's up, big guy? That's right, Asshole Christmas. That's what I've always called April Fools. But this Mario Kart home circuit, you literally make a circuit at home. You have a remote control Mario Kart, and literally an RC Mario Kart with a camera on it, and you play it through your Switch. The camera shows you set up 4 gates in a certain configuration. Oh, did they announce it? It was $100 each. I thought it was going to, considering the technology, I thought it was going to be more, honestly. Now, if those carts are $100 each, then I don't think they're going to perform very well for what they're supposed to do, where you control them and it videotapes everything, and you have to, and then the Switch will be producing AR while it's doing it. I don't know. Now honestly, I was expecting those things to be like $200 or $250 each. For the most hardest core of the Nintendos, but if Nintendo fans, but if they manage to get that technology in there for $100, more power to them. But yeah, it seems very interesting. I feel like you need a house or a big living room. Like I couldn't do it. It'd be Mario 64 Baby Park in here. Like Mario 64 Baby Park, because I didn't intend that double entendre, because would be a baby park because all the baby stuff that's here. But it'd be a tiny little circle of like all drifts. The 4 flags would be very close to each other. It'd be a nice little tight course if I were to do Mario Kart home circuit here in my home. We can buy one each and race for pinks. You see, I can see a subculture of that happening, of people taking the RC cars and, all right, I'll put my Luigi up against your Mario. Let's go. Race for the pink slips. That actually sounds hilarious. I would love to see that happen. I don't know if I'd participate. Yeah, it's money for something. Yeah, and like I said, see, money for something that I believe will only be played till the novelty wears off. Yeah, this is not something, I don't know if we're going to see like Mario Kart home circuit tournaments. It is. It's a very Nintendo thing. It's a really cool idea conceptually. We're going to see if the execution or the or the actual like longevity of it, what it is. I was having a conversation with one of my coworkers about Nintendo the other day. How like the 3DS, like, oh, everything they showed conceptually for it was super cool. Like, oh, like I remember all the AR games, the Fast and the Mario, like all the AR games like that you could play or you could have potentially played. Oh, cool! Like, you know, all the like the little cards that came with the 3DS initially. Like, you saw all this potential, the capital P potential. It's always been the big Nintendo thing. Oh, look at all the potential that this thing can do. And at the end of the day, I think the only game I ever really used the 3D on was Super Mario 3D Land, because it showed you where all the hidden boxes were when you're running around. It actually made the game a little bit easier. It's like one of the few games where playing the game in 3D on the 3DS actually made it easier. But beyond that, I very rarely turned on the 3D for any other games. I think I turned it on a few times for Kingdom Hearts during some cutscenes. But again, they have some awesome ideas, but the execution, you have to wait a few generations. The Power Glove eventually became the Wii Remote. The Virtual Boy became the 3DS. The Wii U became the Switch. They have stuff. They have all these super creative dudes, and let them come up with whatever they want, and then they try to make it work with whatever the current technology is, and then and they'll just sit on the idea. I'm sure, I frequently joke whenever we have these long Nintendo discussions, I'm like, that Nintendo Viality sensor is going to come out in like 5 to 10 years on, I don't know, on Switch HD or whatever's after the Switch, and the Vitality sensor, then it'll finally come out in tribute to Iwata-san. All right, we're finally going to execute with this Vitality sensor. We're going to check your pulse while you're playing the game. Cause I was watching a Fall Guys stream the other day where like all the players had heart rate monitors on them, and it was just so hilarious. Like they're playing a game that means nothing, but you see them like skyrocketing into the 150s and 160s when the urgency occurs. So there's hope for that Vitality sensor. It was announced once and then never spoken of again. They never released Wii Health. That's what I was told by one of my bosses back in the day. That was supposed to lead, like, because we had Wii Fit, we had Wii Music, we had Wii Play, Wii Sports, and like that. That was supposed to lead to Wii Health. It was supposed to be a health program. Maybe they were going to use it on the Wii U, but again, sometimes they wind up on the cutting room floor. Something I wanted to do is I wanted to find a whole bunch of my old Nintendo Rep paperwork and just start scanning it, or just doing YouTube videos of like all the stuff that like was announced and never executed on, or like stuff that like had its names changed. Because I have a giant notebook somewhere of every single Nintendo Rep piece of paperwork that I handed out or put into stores, and I was like, oh, like it's so funny to go back. It's like, oh, I think Xenoblade Chronicles was called. It had a totally different name. It was like the Chronicles of Monando, which I think is the name of the sword in the game. I have not played Xenoblade Chronicles. I have Xenoblade Chronicles for my Nintendo Wii, but I have never opened it because it's worth something. And in 30 or 40 years, when I'm dead, my son can sell it because he'll still have a sealed U.S. version of Xenoblade Chronicles in a box somewhere, and he'll be able to use it to pay for school or pay for, I don't know, whatever is cool 30 years from now, child. So that kind of fun Nintendo stuff comes out. But let me get to I like triple tangented there. That was a triple tangent. I just hopped from Mario Kart home circuit to 3DS to freaking Vitality sensor to old Nintendo Rep shit. This is the quality podcasting that you guys come here for every week, where I just go off and list whatever is rattling in my brain. So the big things that were announced were the two Switch games. The one that's coming out literally next week on the 18th. Super Mario 3D All-Stars, which of course is very appropriate because on the 25th anniversary, like I mentioned earlier, they released the Wii Mario All-Stars, but they're releasing a 3D Mario All-Stars, which is arguably one of the best Mario games, Mario 64. One of the most divisive games, Super Mario Sunshine. Some people love that game, some people hate the game. I personally never got to try it. I wish I had bought a copy of it way back when, during the GameCube time, because apparently right now it's worth a lot of money. I'm sure that maybe the value might drop down for the next 6 months because people will be able to get it for the Switch. And then the third game in that one is better than the Dre's Geek Philosophy OnlyFans. This is the quality podcast you guys come for. And the third game is Super Mario Galaxy, which I think that's one of my favorite Mario games. I really enjoyed that one. That was one of the few times when Nintendo sent me a game when I was working for them, and I just kept playing that game. I think I even I don't know if there were water levels. I don't remember if there were water levels. Cause I know I was talking about last week. I hate water levels. Or was I talking about it last week, or was I talking about that with my coworker? I don't even know the conversations I have sometimes. I can't keep track of them anymore. I'm 40. I'm turning 41 this month, and my brain is like a 75-year-old man. I'm sorry, son. I only remember things when I get triggered by some sort of like sense memory. So Mario 3D All-Stars. I'm looking forward to finally trying Sunshine, because I've never fired it up. I never got to play it. That damn thing's worth $150 now. I saw a used one sell on Amazon for $149.99. It's insane. I'm sure there's people out there who are like, that game, That game was like not hard to find. I remember back in the GameCube days. I remember still finding a lot of the Player's Choice ones still out in retail when I first started for the old big old Nintendo. See my brain. I lose. See that happens to me sometimes. Like there's some dumb joke I want to say, and I'll get indecisive about the dumb joke, and I'm like, nah, don't say the dumb joke, and just move on. Like right there, I had that brain fart right there. I don't like getting old. I've had too many concussions in my life. This is a problem. But this game looks cool. I'm excited. We're gonna get a metric ton of them in at work. We're literally gonna get a metric ton of them. I think a lot. I know the number, but it's gonna be a big pallet. It's gonna be a big ass pallet of the Super Mario 3D All Stars. See, like brain not working. Sorry, son. You take Alpha Brain. I'm aware of Alpha Brain thanks to Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yeah, Sunshine is big with the speedrunners. Oh, I'm shocked at that. I knew Mario 64 was big with speedrunners, but I did not know that Mario Sunshine was a big speedrunner game. The big old flood. I think one of the biggest uber nerdy thing I kept seeing is like, how is the flood gonna work with all these controls, because the old GameCube had those nice pressure sensitive LNRs, where I'm not certain if this thing that's in my bag, so not that one, I'm not sure if this old Pro controller is pressure sensitive. I saw it earlier when I was setting up the show. I saw it try to connect to my Switch, and now this is just the quality podcasting, guys. I'm a quality podcaster. Where the F did it go? This Pro controller is not small. Did it fall out? I saw it trying to connect to my Switch earlier, and here I'm trying to pit. It's because I put it over here. I'm an old man. I don't know if these things are. I'm pretty sure these are not pressure sensitive on my, on the Pro controller, and I highly doubt the ones on the Joy-Cons are pressure sensitive. So people are wondering, how is the pressure valve gonna work on the Mario Sunshine? I'm sure we'll find out. And I guess the other big complaint I saw was that Mario 64 did not get a remake or refresh. It's just they barely smoothed the polygons. It's like they barely we'll smooth them up a little bit. Nah, just leave it. Just a little tiny touch. Give those polygons a little touch. Make sure Sunshine and Mario Galaxy look good, and that's about it. Make them HD-ish. Yeah, but you know what? As long as the games play well, I mean that's what's important. And what I thought was cool, as well, during that this past week, they added the Mario All Stars to the Nintendo Switch online membership. So if you have that membership, you have access to all the old NES games, a bunch of NES games, a bunch of Super NES games. They added Mario All Stars. Literally, if you did a system update right after maybe for the OG Retro Feel. If you did a update right after the Nintendo Direct, you could play Mario All Stars. I think I fired up Super Mario 3 because that's what I do. I saw Mario 3. I had to play. Odyssey had the polygon skin. Huh. Interesting. Okay. What's up, wife? Are you joining me?
Yeah. We've got like 10 minutes.
I have 10 minutes left?
Pretty much.
Oh, my wife has joined me. Hello, wife.
Hello.
Hi, honey. You're taller than me now. Sit on that thing. Be taller than me.
Pregnancy pillow.
sit on that old pregnancy pillow and be as tall or tall. Hey, Danny and Luna. Thanks for joining us. You just missed it, catching the tail end of the Nintendo talk. I didn't get to show you that there's this weird Mario Kart thing. It's a remote control Mario Kart, a real remote control Mario Kart. It has a camera on it. It's perfect for chasing cats. And then you play Mario Kart in your living room,
right?
But through the Switch, like you literally hold like the camera, like it'll show you that, and then like I guess stuff will happen when you put up little gates in your living room. It's totally
you just,
weird.
Walk around with it?
No, you sit down, and then like your Mario Kart is like.
Oh.
There's an RC Mario Kart. You're controlling the RC cart with your Nintendo Switch, but the screen shows you what the camera sees.
I want that.
You want that?
Yeah.
It's insane.
Is that like a Christmas? Is that coming out for Christmas?
I'm not sure when. No, it's not out yet. They just announced it last week.
I want it.
You want it? I guess the wife wants to. You want the novelty. See, that's what Nintendo's looking for. They want the casual person to be like, "Oh, that looks cool. I want it."
It does look cool. Who doesn't love like RC cars, right?
I'm gonna have to show it. I guess I'm gonna have to show you the trailer after we get done here, so you can see what I'm talking about. And like, you can buy two of them. There's a Mario one and a Luigi one. You play against each other. You set up little gates in your. Let's say here. We set up and we use Tiger's stuff here as obstacles, and you go around. You set up these 4 gates, and I guess the camera recognizes the gates, and you go through the gate, and you advance to the Mario Kart. You can do all kinds of fun stuff. You can play against a computer. You can play against another person. I guess I better set aside $200, and they're $100 each. The little RC cars.
One in one. That's
one
cool.
in one. Apparently, I better let my boss know. I'm gonna need some Mario Kart home circuits. Apparently. Now, I'll have you, since we were already talking about it last week. So the other big thing I wanted to talk about this week was this thing that WWE was doing. Again, of course, Vince McMahon continues to not care. Well, we talked about here a while back. Vince McMahon clearly doesn't care about his employees.
Right.
He really doesn't care about them.
Right.
Because what was announced, I guess they sent an email out to all the Nintendo, blah, blah, blah. See, my brain still doesn't work. All the WWE superstars, because especially right now during the pandemic, a lot of these WWE superstars have been stuck at home.
Yeah.
So they've been going on Twitch. They've been doing YouTube videos. They've been doing a lot of cameos. Like, I don't know if you've heard about that Cameo service.
Yeah.
They're doing all this stuff. I guess they're earning extra money because at WWE, they're being paid just their base pay. Like, a lot of their bonuses come from doing live shows.
Right, yeah.
They haven't been doing live shows. They occasionally show up, they tape a bunch of stuff in their warehouse in Orlando, and then send them on home. That's all they get paid. They're just getting paid their base pay.
Right.
And so a lot of them have been supplementing their income like this because they have a following. Like the big example I saw was a retired wrestler, Paige. You know, the movie that we saw, Fighting with My Family.
Yeah.
She started up a Twitch channel, and she has already 15 or 20,000 subscribers or some crazy number.
Sure. Yeah.
And when you break down the earnings, she makes anywhere from $40,000 to $60,000 a month just from going on Twitch. I don't know how many hours per day she's doing it.
That's awesome.
And she's people have given her shit because she's worn low cut tops. So there was another time she came back on, she looked like the Unabomber. She literally had a hat on, sunglasses, a turtleneck sweater. She's like, fuck y'all, I'm playing video games. Just because I let my tits hang out doesn't fucking mean I'm just a titty streamer.
Right. Yeah. Right.
She has her British accent. I'm sure that does it a lot for a lot of guys who watch her.
Yeah.
But she has a lot of, and I didn't know that there's multiple tiers of subscribers. You can contribute actually more money because I have a free subscription I hand out. I forgot who I give my free subscription to, but you can subscribe $5 a month, or you can subscribe $10 a month, or even $20 a month if you want to be a tier 3. I guess I don't know. There might be some infringement if it says, but depending on her subscriber count, it's so there's a lot of money in this that a lot of these people the one I always thought, you always hear me watching them in the mornings. Up, down, down. I'm always watching Austin Xavier Woods, but his gamer name is Austin Creed. That's closer to his real name. It's his real last name's something else, Austin something. But Austin Creed is his gamer name, and he plays with all of his buddies, and and I'm sure his YouTube channel and his Twitch channel, I'm sure he earns a good amount of money on the side. I don't know if he makes Paige money because he's not as big of in wrestling as Paige is. And all these other wrestlers are doing that. Apparently, an email went out where WWE's like, "Oh, you guys need to stop using third-party applications, and you're whatever you're doing, you can't do anything that's detrimental to our brand."
Right.
Because obviously, it's easy to recognize a lot of these wrestlers, they're using their fame as a wrestler to gain a following on a Twitch, on a YouTube, on all these platforms. And they're leveraging that. So it's crazy that they're telling them no. Dude,
I think they should just keep on doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, what? They're not going to be going back in the ring anytime soon.
No, I mean, they're only a few of them are going in the ring right now, and they're only picking their favorites, and then some of them have been choosing not to go into the ring because
they're
it's
just
still not safe.
Because Vince McMahon's not getting anything in his pocket.
Exactly. That I think that's the thing. Especially, I think the big thing is Cameo. I was reading some updates. I guess today they clarified because they got everyone together today for a taping. They let everybody know. All right, if you're going to stream, you have to do it under your real name. You can't be like right now AJ Styles, like he's like his Twitch is Styles Clash, so he's probably got to change it to Uncle Alan Gaming or whatever. That's his nickname with his buddies. Cause his real name is he's AJ Styles, but his real name is Alan Jones.
Okay, yeah.
So it's gonna be like Uncle Al's Gaming or whatever, or something to that effect. And some of the other wrestlers who have Twitch streams, they've been changing it from their wrestler names to the real names. Like Paige, for example, her Twitch used to be Paige WWE,
right?
And then she flipped it to her real name Soraya, like Soraya or whatever Gaming or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's crazy to me. I guess the biggest sticking point to this is that these wrestlers, they've always been considered 1099 independent contractors.
Oh man.
And I don't know how many times in your life you've been
Uber
1099.
all over again?
Yeah, like Uber. Like, oh wait, you work for us, but you're not employees.
Yeah.
You guys work independently.
You don't get all the benefits.
You don't get health benefits.
No.
There's no 401k.
Horrible.
There's no.
That's horrible.
There's no payroll taxes. I think they obviously get screwed tax time.
Totally.
They have to keep every single receipt of every hotel or every meal.
Yeah.
If they're going to get any money back.
Right.
I realized this after I was an Uber driver. And, no, not even after the Uber. After I worked for Disney, and I learned what a 1099 was. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
This is some bullshit.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then that's what W's been doing. They always classify their employees as independent contractors, but they hold these contracts of them over their head that they're not really independent. They can't do anything they want on the side. Or if they try to go do something, no, you're not allowed. You can't do that.
Right.
You work for us. And like it's funny, one of the guy who's in charge of talent relations, he was the one he caused a big stir last week because when this email went out, he said, "Oh, you can't even use your real names because your real names still belong to us. Your likeness, so like the way that you look, it belongs to WWE."
Right.
But I guess they walked a lot of that back today. Like right before the team, they say, "All right, you can go on Twitch, only your real names. You can go on YouTube, you have to use your real names." It's funny because I was noticing like a lot of my algorithms have been showing a lot of these other wrestlers. Like there's some like a group of these wrestlers. They do these weird they sit and play party games at home.
Yeah. Because that's fun.
It's fun because like they've been stuck at home, and a lot of these wrestlers, they live together to save on costs. I mean, even though they're making a lot of money, it's still like, again, they're 1099, so like they're spending a lot of money, and they're going to get taxed a lot of money. Yeah. So they still have to like conserve and as much as they can, and earn a little extra on the side. And I thought it was funny because these two wrestlers, Billy Kay and Peyton Royce, but her YouTube channel, it's her real name. It's like no, then everyone they reference, it's all their real names.
Right. Yeah.
It's like
now they got
real
names.
Instead of Billy, it's Jesse. Instead of Peyton, I forgot what her real name was. And her fiance who works for the competition, he's there, and it's whatever his real name is.
Yeah.
And we brought in our friend, whatever Tyler Breeze's real name is. Like Mike. Oh, Mike's here to play games with us because we all live in Orlando.
Right. Yeah.
Disney, all your bases belong to us. Yeah, exactly. It just. Are you laughing at us, buddy?
I think he is.
I think he's laughing at Mommy and Daddy podcasting.
I think he is. He's like, hey, you guys.
He's like, no,
he's telling us it's 9 o'clock.
He's telling us it's 9 o'clock. Yeah. But this is just insane. It was funny because on Twitter, there's like this humongous pushback against WWE over the weekend because of this. And then today, they were having to walk it back. But I think the one thing that WWE is standing their ground on is Cameo. They're not letting anyone who works for WWE take advantage of Cameo because they're literally, again, using their WWE fame to do whatever dumb cameos.
Right.
Cassie, thank you. Peyton is Cassie. Thank you, Kiet. Our corrections and retractions department is in. Yeah, Ryan, you guys can hear him? Can you hear the dude? Hello, Tiger. Ryan says hello.
Ryan says hi. Hey.
Hey, make some noise, buddy. Ba ba ba.
Hey.
You hear?
Hi.
Yeah, hey.
Hey.
Yeah, we're coming to you in a minute. We're gonna wrap things up here so we can get back to our son. We got to go bathe him and put him to bed. It's way past your bedtime, buddy.
Way past his bedtime.
Normally he's asleep. He's normally asleep at the beginning of the show, but today it was Labor Day.
Come on. What are you doing with your kids? Whatever.
What are you doing with your kids? We're parents. We're still figuring this parenting thing out.
It's his first Labor Day.
It's his first Labor Day. We went to the park. He and we got to see our first real life. I got to see a praying mantis in real life for the first time. I'd never seen one before. I'm guessing you have.
Yeah.
Being a nature cat that you are.
Nature cat.
Nature cat. if you're a parent and you watch PBS Kids, then you know that reference. But we saw a praying mantis, like this eagle-eyed cat lady over here. You know, like, don't step. Here's a praying mantis, and like we're sitting there, we're reeling up the baby, we're like checking it out. I'm like, holy crap, it's a praying mantis.
Yeah.
That's how we spent our Labor Day. That and trying to stay cool after this weekend of hell.
This heat was horrible.
He was horrible. Today was like nice. So I was like, oh, 23-degree difference today. Oh wow.
Yeah. I know. Jeez.
This 85 is a lot better than the 111 yesterday.
It's a nice 85 and muggy.
Yeah,
and
muggy.
And
ashy. It's ashy. If you live in Southern California, it's ash because of some idiots did a gender reveal up, I don't know where, in Tehachapi or whatever, and caused a fire that's still burning as of this morning, like 7% contained. Insane.
Yeah.
But, all right. As always, follow us at DreGB Podcast, at LA Social Club. Is that your Twitter?
Yeah.
Or on Instagram at rosa.limon.losangeles. I think is hers.
Starting to lose it. Yeah.
It's starting. It's been lost. At DreGB Podcast on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook. You can also find me on YouTube, Dre's Geek Philosophy Podcast. Yeah, last week I was super busy at work, so I didn't necessarily. Actually, I think I put up the videos on YouTube, but I didn't put them up on Instagram last week. I knew I was lagging somewhere last week. I didn't.
Isn't that crazy? You still have to there's 5 different ways to get one message out to people.
Yeah, there's so many different ways. I did a retro game. I got my ass kicked in Metroid. You can go watch that on YouTube right now. I've missed the retro game minute for the last 2 weeks because I was pulling a giant order of like 40,000 games at work, and there was no time for me to take 5 minutes to sit down in the conference room and do a retro game minute. So hopefully I'll get to do it this week. I still have to finish pulling those 40,000 games when I go back to work tomorrow, on top of 3-day weekend Labor Day sales that we had at work.
Time to say goodnight.
Time to say goodnight. It's time to put the baby to sleep and put the big daddy to sleep. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We'll be back here next Monday for another Dre's Geek Philosophy podcast. I will hopefully get a Dre versus video out on Wednesday, and hopefully a Dre's retro game minute out on Friday. I'm trying to do the Monday, Wednesday, Friday thing, but hey, sometimes life gets in the way. Hi, life.
Hey,
Hi,
life.
baby.
Hey, life. You
I
gotta
love
take a bath.
you.
You gotta take a bath.
You gotta take a bath now. We gotta go bathe the baby.
Yes.
We'll see you guys next time. Have a good night.
Good night.